Good morning. Good morning. Whoa. When we settle in here, the divine energy is so powerful and it's really connecting me to my abdomen, my center of self-will, my center there where I connect with divine will coming down and connecting with my will. I can't look in the mirror and see that, or look at the camera and do it, but it's as if divine will comes down from above and connects with my umbilical cord coming out from the center of my abdomen, and they work together. And it is truly, it's about love. It's about love. And I'm so glad to see you this morning. Please do say hello when you get here. Say hello if it's on YouTube, if you see this on YouTube, or if you see this on Facebook group page, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. Please say hello. I love to know that you're here. I love to talk with you. And for those folks on Facebook group page, you can write in your question into the comments and it will appear. Sooner or later, I'll have to sometimes go get it in different ways. But if you write in your questions, then I can do a channeled answer for you. Good morning, Cheryl Moik. Aren't you the best? Thank you for being here. I hope all is well and that you are feeling a little bit better. So I'm going to start us off with this. Here we go. And I'm sharing the screen on Zoom. We're going to do these affirmations to help us connect with our souls. These affirmations are: I and my soul are one. I and my soul are one. I and my soul are inseparable. I and my soul belong together. I and my soul walk hand in hand on the path of enlightenment together. I trust my inseparable soul to love me no matter what transpires. I trust my inseparable soul to stand by me. My soul has never and will never reject me. Good morning, Dina Balati. How nice to have you here. Thank you. We're doing I and my soul are one affirmations. Consciously linked, my soul and I are clearly directed to the highest and best outcomes for our mutual benefit. My soul and I safely grow, expand, and explore together My soul is my best friend and the keeper of my innermost gifts, talents, and abilities. My soul assists me with solutions, insights, and inspiration. Good morning, Peggy. My soul never abandons me in times of trouble. My soul aids in my healing, my maturation, and supplies the courage needed to progress on my path. My soul actively draws me toward uplifting opportunities and abundance. The more I merge with my soul, the more healed and whole I am. The more my soul merges with me, the more we can accomplish together. The more I identify as my soul, the capabilities for achieving my aspirations increase. The more I identify as my soul, the fewer limitations, distractions, and obstacles I experience. The more my soul becomes my human identity, the more peace, inclusivity, and harmony I experience. I now see through the loving eyes of my soul. I now experience through the expanded awareness of my soul. I now love with my spiritual heart, the heart of my soul. I and my soul are indivisible. My soul and I are one. And we are one with the great creatress, the divine. Thank you, soul. Thank you, great creatress. Thank you, divine. All right. I'm so looking forward to speaking with you and to channeling that what you need to know from the divine. I'm going to go get my Facebook page here, see how we're doing. Let's see. Sometimes Facebook moves things around, and now I have to go find it. Geez Louise, I'm just trying to see the group page, and here we go. Now I can see if you've written anything in the comments because it's not showing on my phone. And I want to channel some answers for you because I know your questions are important to you and they're very important to me. Oh, Cheryl, you're so nice. She says, you look so vibrant today, Annie. The royal blue color looks really great on you. Okay. I'm liking the pink myself. Okay. Cheryl also asks, how can I best help my son? Greetings and welcome from the Akashic beings of light. You and your son have been together many, many lifetimes, and you can count on this experience to provide depth and understanding between the two of you. So when your personality feels confounded and confused by what your soul, what your son is exhibiting in terms of behavior, or you question that you understand what his needs are, get very, very basic. Go into your heart. And it's as if all the lines of light leading from your heart to your son and all these past lives are present for you in your heart. You have the wisdom, you have the knowingness. It is part of your fate, which are two of the cards that we drew earlier this morning at the 7:30 Pacific time live video. These are part of what you carry with you. You and your son have decided to incarnate together quite a few times. They always say the number 33, which, okay, 32 lifetimes. And it's important that you know that he chose you to be his mother because you do understand him and you do have a sense of who he truly is. And there may be times when you feel you need to move him to a different school or take him out of school for a bit. He does not do stress. And I think there are some new personalities in his school. The teacher might be one of these that he's having trouble acclimating to. And so you might have to talk to him about his ability to be accepting of other people and not feel that he has to defend himself of outside influences, defend himself against outside influences, because this teacher is really trying to speak to a part of his brain that it's not the one he goes to for the most fun and the most aliveness and the most interesting experiences. He's using a lot of his memory to predict what a new situation is going to be like. He's using a lot of his memories, going backwards and checking, well, last time this happened, we did this and that, or that's, he needs to know that the memory of an old situation is not the predictor of the outcome of the new situation. And you all can take that in, that there's this automatic thing in the brain that is your survival, part of your survival mechanisms, that always goes, uh-oh, stranger danger, warning, danger, and then goes back to a memory in the past where it was iffy to meet a stranger. Now, if you can think about where you are in present time and the level of confidence that you have in who you are right now, and bring that to these new experiences. And you can have your discernment working. Your discernment is really a God-given asset and one of your strengths and one of your abilities. I'm picking up the green obsidian crystal from down in Abadiânia, Brazil. And this one is very good for transformation and moving energy. So for Cheryl and her son, Cheryl Molick and her son, we're just moving that energy of transformation around, and we're shifting it and letting it sort itself out in the best way possible for you and your son, through the crown chakra, down through the spine, into the heart, and further down into the body, into the settling in the hip sockets and down in the legs. And you might even be saying to yourself right now, I believe in the possibility of transformation. I believe that transformation can happen for me and for my son and for this world, because your son is going to have a lot to do with transformation of this world in his future as he becomes an adult. Cheryl, it probably will be on replay, I'm sure, and if you need, I can send you a copy of this video like we did last week. But all of you, tell yourselves that you believe in transformation, that you can field the energies of transformation, that you can adapt to the transformations that we are all experiencing. And that includes the Akashic beings of light and the guides, your souls. Everyone and everything is evolving. So rather than try to keep change out, you want to invite change in and let yourself transform. But use your discernment, because you have a very good BS meter, each of you. Hi, Gina. Your BS meter is excellent. It works very well. Don't turn away from it. But make the distinction between, is my BS meter or my discernment blinking, or is my fear trying to resist? I woke up this morning. I have to get up early to get ready for you guys and these two live Facebook things I do on Wednesday mornings. And I did not want to wake up. I was filled with resistance and almost resentment, because I had to do this, something I chose to do myself. And I continue to benefit from doing it for you, just to be in the energies and to be helpful to other people. But, I have to just let go of my fear. And when I let go of my fear, they asked me to pick up my citrine crystal. It's double-ended, so I like it. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for showing up for us and for your son and for your husband and your mother and all the people that you help. All right. And we're bringing in the energy of the citrine crystal into the third eye, into the throat, and into the heart, and to the bottoms of our feet, our grounding, our centeredness. There you go. All right, good. I'm sure that other people have questions. I would love to answer them. Some of the new people might be a little hesitant to ask their questions, but believe me, this is a safe environment. Nobody, and my guides never make anybody wrong. Me, you, any of the other one, anyone else. Cheryl, yes, of course, he's amazing. That's right. But if you're new and you want to ask a question, maybe you want to ask something that's sort of universal, not necessarily personal, because we're on Facebook Live, but if you want to ask something universal, what does this thing mean? Good morning, Lisa sent a little heart. Thank you very much. Marco is here. Oh, that's great. I love you all. Ask something that's kind of universal. How is the next generation helping us to evolve? Well, as the way showers, and I'm the one asking this question, as the way showers, you and I, are the people who have to be mature enough to stay at least one step ahead of them in being centered and grounded, so that they grow up into a more certain environment. But we also have to be allowing them to lead us, because they are so adaptable, and they are moving fast. Like AI is self-taught, it teaches itself as it goes along. So does the next generation. They teach themselves and they teach us, who are slightly older and perhaps less technical, as it is for me. They teach us how to stay abreast of the waves of energy. The green obsidian crystal is called green obsidian. I got it down in Abadiânia, Brazil. Abadiânia is a town in Brazil, and it's where John of God used to do his miracles and provide his services. He channeled a lot of entities who are very, very helpful and healing, very diverse. Unfortunately, he he went down in flames, as a lot of healers and very powerful miracle workers do. Something takes them down, and I think it was really just because it was time for him to stop being such a public figure and to slow down and use his energy for more personal, soul-oriented growth. God bless him. I know he's blessed because he got to do what he did for so many years. So ask a question. Ask me what you want to know. If this is too public a venue, then you can also go to my website, Annie Channels anniechannels.com, and you can schedule either a full-size Akashic Records reading. Oh, look at that. We are having a little pause and things are, there we go. Okay. You can go to my website and you can register for a full reading, a 1 hour Akashic Records reading, or you can get the one question personal guidance for only $28. You send me $28 and your one question, and I will, within 12 hours, send you a channeled voice clip that has your answer. And these tend to be really, really thorough and go right to the heart of the matter. Very good information, very helpful. Oh, Cheryl says my full readings are so helpful. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, people have trouble in life and we bless them. We bless them all. Folks in prison, folks who are trying to go to prison, folks who have difficulty working with the boundaries that society places on them, folks that aren't so well suited to general social life, we bless them. Folks struggle. You struggle, I struggle. We all have had our moments of disappointment and disaster, and that was not what I was hoping it would work out like. And life being very mysterious and confusing, we bless them all. And the more I bless others, the more the blessing comes back. So we have to be big enough to love these people, the ones we don't understand, the ones we would like to be different. They're not going to be different so I can be comfortable. Those people are who they are, and they're here for the right reasons. They're here doing their own lives in their own way, just so they can do it, just so they can have their experiences. And who am I to judge them for it? Good morning, Shannon Altman Hood. How wonderful that you're here. I hope you have a good question for me. I'm looking for questions. I love to channel questions. You know, the older I get, the more fascinated I am by the energy of questions, because the energy of questions is more open. The energy of answers, I mean, in the Akashic Records, they remain open. The answer remains open because the Akashic Records just record what's transpiring now, and what's transpiring now, and how that energy ripples out. And it's so important that we understand that we're all participating here. We're all adding to what is, and that affects the warp and weft of the Akashic Records. You know, I think of the warp as like weaving. You know, there's the stable, upright threads, and then the shuttlecock or whatever it is goes back and forth in between these upright fibers, and it blends and makes this thing. Feeling the need to travel to will I spread my wings? Well, of course you will. Listen, Shannon, you are a very focused person. You're very driven, and I would make sure, the guides always say, if you want to travel, get ready. Make sure your passport's up to date. Do you need any shots? And get luggage that really works for you, that's comfortable for you to carry or push around in train stations and airports and between landing spots and your other destinations, make sure you're prepared. What kind of travel? Where do you want to go? Get out a big map and see what you want to see, or get an atlas and start reading about different places and what their what their specialties are, the locations, and you might also feel into, if there's a certain geographic location, feel into the location on Earth and see if there are energy tags that your soul has left there because there is some piece of business to complete there. Perhaps there's some people you need to meet there that are going to be part of your life as you go on. See if the energy tag there is big incompleted business, or just you need the energy of that geographical location to add to who you are and expand your horizons, like move your limitations out a little further, give you some breathing. And I think what you're looking forward to is the unexpected. I think what you want is to be an environment of unexpected. Your life is fairly well regulated. Monday I do this, on Tuesday I do that, and on Wednesday I do this, and then it's very, and your work is fairly regulated and anticipatable. I think you want to be surprised. I think you want to be surprised about where you want to go. In general, for us all, how is the next year going to be? The state of the world seems so unstable. Any advice to us on this? So one reason why travel is recommended is because you get a different energy input, you get different cultural experiences. You step out of this, you're in the States, we're sort of predictable. We can, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV all night, go to bed. That's my life. Maybe not yours. But it's very stable, and we're not under the threat of war. We're not necessarily in environments where our spiritual and materialistic values are shaken up. And I think that it's very important that travel expand us culturally, that we have a sense of what it's like for other people, and expands our compassion, and makes me grateful for how much abundance I have, whether it's in my garden or in the love in my heart and the love I receive, and my comfortability with my family and friends. And experiencing other cultures is really, really expanding, and it gets us out of our rut. So I think that might be one reason for travel, Shannon, and what you're looking for. But I think the experience of surprise and things that you can't anticipate. And I don't mean bad things, I mean good things. I mean things that you can't anticipate. So the year ahead, this is a big question. I'm looking at the Akashic records. Now, from the Akashic record standpoint, we are looking at, given the set of parameters we have at this moment and looking forward, the probabilities and the possibilities are, they're saying, immense and diverse. And for many people, there will be an enormous expansion And then for other people, it will be a zeroing in on their roots, on things that they're grasping at and holding on to for dear life. Sometimes it's old ideas, sometimes it's old versions of religion. Maybe they're putting in a new, they're receiving a new inspiration out of old spiritual practices and sources. That's great. That's where it should be. But I think also we're still in this exploration versus hold on a minute side, like open up on one side and then that's enough, hold still, let me catch up, the fear side. So it is the explorer, and we need wisdom to go with our explorations. And we have to understand that our fate, who we have been designed to be, and what we have come here to do on purpose by our setting up our divine plan for this lifetime, and who we are as souls in general, and what we're here to experience, is also influenced by perfection. Now, I think of perfection as the divine. The divine is perfect. Her plans are perfect. She created us to be exactly the way we are. And our job is to live into that. Now, during the next year, we're going to have to use our wisdom, and we will have to perfect our wisdom, which may mean letting go of some old ideas, some stuff that just isn't practical to hold on to anymore. We may have to let go of some very old grounding rods that we've held sacred for many, many years. And so for this next year, I think adaptability and flexibility is going to be a big part of it, but also finding the sacred in the everyday as we go along this, and living our lives from the arena of transformation and supporting that which allows transformation. And in my world, democracy allows some of that, and allows me to participate out loud with who I am and what I think is right. And we have to be the contributors, heart-wise, spiritual heart-wise, to add love into the grid work that surrounds the earth and makes transformation possible. I think that is going to be a big calling for many, many people. And perhaps that's going to be a return to the earth and a return to some very basics. Find the sacred in each day. Thank you, Stephanie. That was a good synopsis. In essence, for the next year, that's really it. Finding the sacred within each day, within each moment, within each relationship, and bringing as much of that sacred heart within us, and that visionary mind, and that expansive acceptance of others, even if they're different from me, which travel really peaks and requires. Finding that every day. And what is more sacred than open-hearted, open-minded acceptance? I think of that as every avatar of the divine, every being who has influenced our spiritual expansions that we respect and know of, have accepted absolutely everything that's going on without resistance. And it's through that the transformation is able to be expressed. My complete acceptance allows me to transform those stuck places inside of me. Wow, we're doing really good. I just love how these live channelings work out, how what between you and me, all of you and me, and all of the guides, there's so much that can be brought forth, so much that can be encouraged and updated and, changed. Stephanie says, I'm feeling this super blue moon. It feels amazing to me, but I do feel some resistance within my belly areas. How can I be more open to the moon's energy? Well, don't fear it. The moon is the moon. The moon is so intrinsic to female bodies and the transformations, the multiple transformations that female bodies go through, and all of it is tied to the moon. Whether we grow up and grow through into puberty and beginning having our moon cycle, menstruating, and then we become sexual and we become in relationships, we have children, we bear children, then that time seems to come to an end and our bodies stop being a procreation factory and our hormones settle down, and then wisdom kicks in. And we're so fortunate to live this long to be able to really dive into this time of wisdom as mature women, as mature individuals, as mature people on the planet, and think of how to be a contribution, how to be myself as a contribution in this world and to others. And so, Stephanie, I would say being open to the moon cycle is just like going with the flow. It's full now, and then it begins to wane and it gets smaller and it goes into the new moon cycle, and things change. We can't fear change anymore. And it's interesting to say that, especially for me personally, because I've never experienced such stability before in my life, and I love it. I love this feeling of security and stability. It's very, very calming to my nervous system. Maybe I'm nervous about my own power and changes. Well, that could be, and I think of, that word power. It's a scary word because mostly what we see demonstrated outside of us, especially on the televised forefront, is power is domination. It's not acceptance and universal love. It's about, I'm on top now, and boy, are you going to suffer, because you're going to be the victim, and then we'll flip and do the victim side of that experience, and then we'll have to get revengeful or whatever and kill off all your family so we can feel that we're on top. I mean, it's ridiculous. Is this story worn out or what? There are more than two options besides victim and dominator. It's everybody gets a chance to be happy, to be secure, to be loved, to be well fed, to have medical care. Everybody gets a chance. That's the third option. There's fourth option. Everybody gets to be free. Everybody gets to express themselves as long as it does not harm another being, whether it's a human being or a bug or a fish or a star. So seeing power in different frames. And I think for me right now, today, the idea of power is in the transformation. That to me is where the power resides. And you, Stephanie, are definitely a transformer. You have transformed yourself many, many times, and you will do so again because that's your nature. And so don't be afraid of your ability to transform, and that ability to transform ripples out and helps others to be more successful, more bountiful, more abundant. I'm picking up the citrine crystal. This is great. This is great. All right, I'm going to give a moment for these energies to settle in. Greetings and welcome from Anubis. We wish you to be bathed in the light of the full moon as it blesses and sponsors your growth and your transformation. Allow the blessings that you have experienced all through your life to be pronounced now. You have all moved through difficult points in your life, adapting and adjusting to changes and difficult things, and you are still here. You are still a responsible, contributing member of society. And it is through your gratitude for blessings that we see this most expressed in your life. And we, Akashic beings of light and Anubis and the great creatress, are grateful to you to contribute to you. Is our recompense, is a reward for us, that you receive our love, our support, our acceptance of you, all of you, every part of you. Nothing in you do we ever find objectionable. We find it all extremely acceptable. 100%. And so we bid you adieu for now, and we will see you next week. Feel free to go to my website, anniechannels.com, or soulsorcerer.etsy.com and order the personal guidance one question thingy, or go ahead and swing out and get a full reading, because it's comprehensive and it will help you transform your problems into assets. And it will bring you abundance no matter what. Thank you for letting me share with you today. It was my pleasure. Bless you.